Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Beyond the Ordinary Show call with Vivian Chauvet. And y'all, I have to confess, we showed up a little bit late because I got so excited to see Vivian and I wanted to drop into conversation and just kept doing this expansion thing and dropping into heart to heart and some wisdom and truth that you would think would be obvious but isn't necessarily to feel it when someone else can carry that truth with an authority and a conviction that's just in such divine alignment. It's like you feel at home. It's like something is right that was perhaps confused in the field before. Things just click, the adjustments come into place. And Vivian does that in everything that she teaches and guides and all those of y'all who know her, uh, I know experience that in your own unique way. And those of you who don't, well, you're in for an amazing treat and probably an activation and transmission today as well. And today we're going to be speaking, or Vivian is going to be sharing with us about the multi-dimensional energy bodies. And I'm I'm going to expose my first question. Why is it important that we know this? And so we're going to dive into that and so much more, because it's not just about the information. There's more layers that we can have access to by having an understanding, and then we can really empower ourselves to that place of evolution that we're ready to trigger within ourselves. So it's going to be an amazing call. We'll probably dive into Q&A. There's an amazing special offer, y'all, that Vivian is bringing together. It has to do with the number 13 and dragons. So I'm just going to leave it at that. We'll go deeper into it. But without further ado, Vivian, welcome back to BTO. It's so wonderful to have you back here.
Oh, John, it warms my heart. Always a joy. I feel particularly at home with you and your incredible audience. So all of you tuning in and everybody who's going to be watching also the replay. It is really one of my favorite place to be is with you with BTO. Always a joy. Whenever you say, "Hey, would you want to come back?" for him, the Arcturian always says, "You are going to
Amazing.
bring our energies together."
Ah, amazing. Have you heard of the movie that's come out called Begonia about the Arcturians?
I have not. Please enlighten me.
It's a mainstream movie. It's very tragic and traumatic, but they bring forward consciousness in reference to the Arcturians and a mission, and it's totally weird. You don't have to watch it, but I just wanted to bring it up. But let's get more importantly into that's a whole different conversation. Why are you bringing up the topic today of multi-dimensional bodies and why the Arcturians bringing it forward for our understanding and what do we do with all of that?
That's a great question. And it's something important you said. There was a huge keyword about the word evolution.
Mm,
And evolution is exactly where we are in right now. So more and more, we're moving into important planetary transitions that allow us to accelerate our own natural and organic soul evolution. So the multidimensional energy body is very well known as the spiritual bodies. It's recognizing ourselves that we are pure energy, which is consciousness. So it's about redirecting the conscious understanding of who we really are and understanding that even to your physical template, the evolution of your body template combined with the consciousness together, there's a sacred realignment that is taking place right now. And that realignment is leading up to understanding or exploring a deeper sense of conscious intelligence. I know we hear a lot about, whether it's Arcturian to, or Andromedans or, the Galactic Federation of Alliances or celestial beings, planetary movement, the sun, all of this. There's a lot of talk around wanting to get disclosure and ET contact. And you can tell as an era we're moving in that direction. And we say, yes, we can tell that you are eager to reconnect with your brothers and sisters within the great galactic community. But first, in order to understand what conscious intelligence or communication or contact is about, you need to understand and master your multidimensional energy bodies that will allow everyone to really feel the true meaning of your soul purpose, how powerful you are, how you can project certain level of quality of your thought forms or even thought feelings, and how all of this step into what's called the spirit body. So these multidimensional counterpart of you allows you to really understand how you are intertwined and interconnected, not only with the earth living ecosystems, but also to your neighbors, your loved ones, family, friends, online community, everyone you encounter, but you are also very intimately intertwined vibrationally and in frequencies with the movement in the solar system. There was recently a very rare planetary alignment of about
Mm,
at least 6 to 7 planets. And I can tell that the constellation of Orion, so Orion's belt, was really overlapping in that energy. And I start to understand the decoding of what it meant. So because the human body is going to be shifting out of a very old template or structure of living, structure of reality, which is the linear construct on the third dimensional fragmented energy, your body is no longer going to be carbon based. It's going to start to generate more on the plasma level these beautiful ions and atoms of light that's going to start to open the field of communication, allows you to decode the sacred ancient languages, such as the solar language, the meaning of the sun, what is the role of the sun in this in the solar system, the connection to the great central sun, and all of it. So that language coming through allows your body, or the ions within your body and within all the layers of your spiritual bodies, to reharmonize itself and starting to decode another very ancient language. This is your body original blueprint plan. We
mm,
talk about the soul having a plan. You come here by soul design or soul purpose, but you come to learn at the soul level, not as a 3D personality self, but the soul alignment behind it. Well, your body as an equivalent, what's called a original blueprint plan. And that blueprint contains the morphogenetic field, the same word as blueprint, of everything, whether it's ancestral to your family lineages, it can be also family and ancestral obligations. It can be also all the encoding of your galactic genetic materials or markers. It can be also how you are designed to evolve in a certain way, and you are already having the encodement or the code of instructions within you that will lead ultimately to the next generation of conscious human being. So we're
mm,
talking about embracing already an aspect of your future self, but into your now. And this is why you're going to start to really opening yourself to universal understanding, to really open the field of how tuning in to that sacred language and being able to bring in fragment of memories, whether it's in your own akashic field or whether it's the akashic field of a planet. It can be also the archive of the sun. It can be different aspect, and you're going to start to understand how the other star nations, whether it's the dragon nations, whether it's the Arcturians, whether it's the Andromedans, what role we are really playing, and what is our impact or our presence for you and what you represent to us. Because it's a two-way street. It's not just, what you can gain from learning from the dragon nations, for example, or the Antarian or the others. It's about understanding what is the exchange. So the multidimensional body is all these spiritual layers of conscious intelligence that form the expansion part of your body blueprint. And this is going to be really amazing to explore. Can you imagine just for a moment tuning in your heart, being able to activate and remember clearly how to
mm.
completely rebalance and restore your body, whether
Wow.
you're talking to your lymphatic system, the great conductor of the flow for the life force energy, how the master conductor to the vagus nerve can send different signal, different form of communication and balance to the nervous system, the central nervous system, how your spinal cord is evolving and allowing to become a more crystalline central center of pure energy coming in and allowing all these frequency to be distributed into the body and the counter aspect of it. So we're really expanding seemingly new territory. We're moving into new territory explorations. It's the next era. In reality, it's very ancient. We're simply rediscovering it now. And why now? That's because overall, the level of consciousness awareness on the planet has reached that tipping point. And that's the good news. It's really to see how much we're starting to understand also building the bridge between all these multidimensional layers with your physical template and your light body. And that's preparing you to move beyond physical barriers and returning as a light being. And again, I know as an Arcturian, we see a multitude of potential throughout the entire timelines, meaning that we can see and perceive a multitude of alternative realities of evolution, whether it's for the Earth, humanity overall, individual, group of souls, and so forth. So we're very much in tune to bring forth that future aspect of yourself and the next generation of human beings, but right here. So whether it's to bring back ancient concept that seems to be new, just because it is new to your consciousness. That makes
Mm.
sense, right?
Right. It sure does. Vivian, as we're acclimating and understanding and having experiences with the components of the different multidimensional energy bodies, there's an acclimation, and sometimes in the acclimation, there's wobbling, a tuning into the field. How do we get into a place where we can get into balance with what's being presented so that we become much more proficient, aware, and can access the technology and the wisdom that's ready for us to be received.
Well, it's a good point, John, because the word technology for us, it's in reference to that multidimensional energy bodies. This is part of what we call the more advanced organic form of technology that you already are. And that's the good news is that you already possess everything that you really need rather than be dependent on another form of outside technology of yourself, whether it's a machine rifle, whether it's machine wave that's supposed to read your own field, or something you lay down on. And they're just stepping stone, they're training
Mhm.
wheels. They really are. What we say is by reintroducing on a more level of consciousness these multidimensional or spiritual energy bodies is that through your intention with cultivations, with practice, with self mastery, and allowing yourself to tame the distractions of the third dimensional logic mind, or sometimes people call it the monkey mind, right? And then be so hooked into different aspect of you instead of pushing outwardly your energy, thinking that that portion here will bring something inward. We're inviting you to return completely to re-explore your inner universe. You're re-exploring your inner template, and that inner reality is what you're going to be able to achieve to your balance. We talked before about the concept of returning into more quantum balance, and in very simple terms, quantum balance is our ability to step out of the control of the logic mind and to be overly emotionally stimulated, bombarded by concept, confusion, different version of realities, other people perception, because everything is a perception or perspective, and allowing ourselves to move out of the mechanism of polarization, duality, whether it's dark and light, the pendulum swing, all these opposition, and returning into a beautiful point of integration where the mind starts to really realign itself with the body language, with the ecosystem of your internal universe, understanding your body template, energy, your blueprint. How many people can say they understand and recognize exactly what your body blueprint is really about? What is encoded in that blueprint? So my role as a diplomat, as a galactic diplomat, and as an Arcturian and universal ambassador is I'm here to supervise, guide the higher timeline into the future self, that future
mm,
potential that we have seen for generations. And we are more and more and more realigning people with that pure potential. And the multidimensional energy bodies is just another aspect in that direction, right?
mm,
So, how to do it? It's a lot simpler and available to you. There's no need to go anywhere. There's no flight to catch. There's no credit card required for this. You can do it day and night. So, start by first acknowledging yourself. Then, I
mm,
am an infinite being. I am pure energy, and energy is consciousness. Consciousness is frequency. Just step there. Number one. I acknowledge I have a personality that I have created. My name is Viviane. This is my Earth name. Nobody calls me Viviane in the intergalactics. When I go to the council or the Galactic Federation of Alliances or and meet with celestial being, no one referred to me as Viviane. That's my earthly identity. This is why I kept my name, because I want to connect on an earth level with you, with everything, every life. So this is your personality. My name is John. My name is Linda. My name is Mike. This is my story. This is what your soul has come to experiment, learn from, resolve, bring to fulfillment, expand beyond. Your role of your soul is to evolve constantly. That is the one constant in the universe. We've been seeing that for millions of years.
mm,
Evolution. It's a natural phenomenon and it's well beyond the 3D mind. I can assure you that. So
mm,
that's one part of you here. And you acknowledge it with love, with compassion, with appreciation. Without that identity, well, you would probably no need to be on the planet anymore and you would transmute, go back to your original state and move on. So that personality is important to what you've come to do. Now, it never redefined all that you are. That's the important point here. So when you bring yourself back to understand that I am to your divine presence, and start to feel to my, I want to connect. I consciously connect and invite my body blueprint to reveal itself to me with clarity, with love, with benevolence. I am open and receive, open to receive what it feels like, what the body blueprint contains. There is very aspect of it that will help you on your life journey.
mm,
My team telling me something right now. I think it's an important little branch I'm going to bring. Okay, little branch here.
mm,
Oftentimes, people ask us a very common question. How do I know that I am on my purpose? How do I know that when I can start my soul purpose? To either to be of service, be a healer, a great worker. I want to be guiding other people. I want to be a practitioner. How do I know? Well, your soul plan or your soul blueprint is also encoded in your body blueprint. It's also encoded in that multidimensional energy bodies. Everything is with you. Think of it as these archives of vibrational knowledge and encoding that you carry with you. This is
mm,
why we prefer to guide you this way so you can really accomplish and achieve the fullness of your potential and embody step by step that future aspect of you that will mark the next generation of human beings. And not just on this planet, on the earth, in the solar system, it's going to create a ripple effect to other humans on other planets because they are other humans and other
mm,
planets. So to you, they will still be ETs because they're outside of the Earth plane, but they are still part of the family of humanity. This is how beautifully connected you are. Can you feel that in your heart? So,
mm,
how do I know I'm on my path? The answer is written in your journey. The moment you were born, the moment you create a first footprint on the planet, the moment you have reactivated your crystal, your soul crystal within the earth archives, Gaia understood that you had returned.
Mm,
Everything is encoded in your journey, your life path. No matter how difficult, no matter what you've gone through, what you've seen, what you have overcome, maybe some pattern you still carry within you, everything in your journey has been in alignment. No matter sometimes how far we think we're behind or out of the way of our journey, no, you've always been in your journey. So when you are connecting to your spiritual bodies, you're reconnecting also to the soul essence of your being. Everything is encoded within you. This is why we prefer to guide you that way rather than saying, well, there's something external of you that will complete you. Whether there is the next level technology out there that is coming that will be complement to you. You already are whole and complete now. Now you understand why we say that. So tuning in with patience, relaxing the 3D mind, bring comfort, knowing that you're allowing the universe to enter your field. Invite your soul to be with you. Invite the guidance of the higher part of you. Call your higher self, your divine self. And as you're connecting more and more to your spiritual body, your auric field become energized. It
mm,
radiates the energy into your field and you become this beautiful, radiant, luminous being. And we can see that. We
mm,
of the enlightened galactic nations, we can see that radiance coming through the earth. And we can tell at what level or stages of evolution overall human beings are. Where the stage of evolution in the earth timeline, we can reevaluate. So when you connect to the very substance of who you are opening that universal core. And this is where you can even project your consciousness. You can connect to your star family. You can understand an aspect of you, whether it's in Atlantis, Lemuria. You can bring an aspect of you, where you were in Lyra, an aspect of you in different places. And you can really bring to your core. You are activating what's called a higher consciousness pattern within you. And that open the field to reawaken the spiritual blueprints of all of your energy bodies. And everything is coming in alignment like a sacred master painting that have layers upon layers of design. And when they combine together, create a full spectrum of your divine blueprint.
mm.
This is how powerful this is.
Wow. I love the way that you describe that and transmit that because I can feel like that's just it's like it's running the remembrance through this human vessel, which is so wonderful. And it's for me, the environment that we immerse in helps to stabilize the potentiality of those multidimensional energy bodies as well. It supports because, we're human. We loop in the seduction of consumerism and the worries of finances and relational dynamics that seem challenging, that seem karmic that we can't get out of. There's distractions on different parts that we witness in different parts of the world caused by separation for because of whatever ideology, it doesn't matter. Um, but we know in these communities, it's like we're being called into this. And wh- what would you suggest to somebody that feels like they're they're really heading in that direction, but they just can't quite open up to it, have the relationship and the intimacy that you're talking about? How do we facilitate within ourselves the opportunity to open that potentiality that is alive in us, but our consciousness just for some reason hasn't quite been able to open the door yet?
Mm. It's a fabulous question, as always, because you have to ask yourself what part of my consciousness I am referring to. And if you
Mm,
talk about a consciousness led by your 3D mind, programming, patterns, personality traits that you have taken on out of survival, out of a young age, I work with clients that are gone into, South Korea, Asia, Philippines, England, South Africa, different places of the world. It has influence that personality self. So it creates a shell around you where your true being, your soul essence, kind of been pushed in the back burner, and that become part of your reality. Remember, reality is multi-layered. That's like
Mm,
multi-shade of grays that will define what reality. First, understand when I connect to my consciousness, what part of myself am I truly allowing myself to feel? It is out of program, out of fear, or feeling a sense of comfort that I take refuge behind my logic mind. And we know the logic mind leads to the subconscious mind. And this is where everything is written. This is the book of your 3D life story. How all the patterns, the belief system, the personality traits, your core values, behaviors, language, everything within this world is written in the book of your subconscious mind. So that's the
mm,
first step, as understanding what part of you is leading the show, what time of you is leading the way for you. Are you living your life out of a, let's say, 5%, maybe 10% of your being, because that 10% has been there for you all along and it has helped you to survive? If that's the case, acknowledge it with compassion, say thank you with
mm,
gratitude. Thank you for allowing me to be where I am today. Now I am ready to expand that 10% of myself to maybe 20%. That means that you are reopening yourself to understanding that there is a much bigger part of you that's been waiting patiently for you to reopen and allowing that light to come through. Invite your higher self. What is your higher self in a very simple terms? It is that divine aspect of you that is a non-physical incarnation. It's another higher aspect of you that is in complete universal connection with everything, remembers everything, has all the knowledge of your being, maybe for thousands and thousands of years. It is that part of you that is simply not physically incarnated with you. The part of you that is in the body is just a fragment, maybe 3%. It's very little. It's only a fragment of you. It's a spark. It's a divine spark, mind you, magnificent, but it's only a fragment of you. So imagine if I say, out of the blue, my little pinky, my little finger declare, I am the entire hand. That's all there is. There's nothing else. When the rest of the hand will go, well, if you allow us, we can achieve much more. You can paint better. You can walk, grab tools. You can do healing. You can shake hands. You can feel and deepening your experience more, right? It's a very beautiful example here, but it's the same principle. Your mind is the little pinky when the rest of you, your higher self, your divine self says, allow me to guide you to show you there are other ways of co creating reality, accepting more abundance without the fear, or program through ancestral upbringing, grandfather, grandmother, my parents, the environment I was in, or overall the structures of the world. There are other ways to accept abundance in your life. Do you feel worthy? Do you feel that you're welcoming that flow of abundance? Are you accepting that natural universal flow coming to your life to be
mm,
healthy, spiritually more involved, to be more at peace, to be emotionally balanced, to live in harmony with your body, with the earth, to live financially more in abundance? It is your birthright to be able to eat beautiful organic food, the air that you breathe, your relationship to everything. That is part of the universal flow of pure abundance. The universe is infinite. So why are you restricting yourself to conditional? You're moving from infinite potential, retracting into conditional. So think of it this way. That's really practical way to approach this. And then when you connect to your heart more and more and feel, I am ready now to reaccept that there is an infinite universe, intelligent, that wants me to succeed.
mm,
There's a universe that is omnipotent, omnipresent, that also resides within myself and sees me as a loving, powerful, infinite being of light. Okay, I will ponder upon this. I will reflect upon it. I will cultivate that within myself. And what it does, it create what's called a molecular expansion. There's something ancient and natural that start to ignite within yourself. And then, oops, there's a new opening, a self-realization, a breakthrough. Life start to get a little easier. There's a greater flow coming through. New opportunity open the doorway for you, whether it's a new career, a significant change, a new home location. And we talk about, last time you were moving a new location, where your roots going to be in. Suddenly there's more love for friendship coming through. That's because you are shifting your vibrational rate. Your vibration and your frequency start to get from a lower state into a more elevated state. And this is where you start to attract, magnetize. The universe says, oh, there's an opening. Okay, let's
Mm,
go create together. Let's see what happens. And so, invited this way, this inner power supply within you, it's very infinite because of who we are. It doesn't matter, John, whether you're Earth human and hybrid, starseed, I'm a Nocturian. This person here is a Syrian or Mer people over there. There's an elemental here. It's
mm,
all part of that universal flow of creation. Ultimately, all of us, we carry those creational seeds, this inner supply of energy and co-creation is gonna help people to release mental and emotional addictions.
mm,
And that includes addiction to poverty consciousness, addiction to fear, because it's familiar, we know what to expect from it, addiction to all these external stimulations, people perspective, whether it's a new documentary, whether it's something else, it's allowing yourself to understand you are maintaining a higher relationship with yourself, with
mm,
more acceptance. You're kinder to yourself. You softened your judgment towards yourself and others. And this is why energetically you start to shift and step into a higher consciousness, a higher conscious state. And this is where reality changed because you're no longer vibrating in the same layer of reality that we call a timeline. And the timeline of the 3D field, your vibrations start to elevate itself. And now the next thing you know, you start to feel intuitively. Your peripheral vision opens. I saw a light. Is it possible? Yes, it is. I dream about this being coming to talk to me. Did I imagine that? Well, ask your heart. Was this being coming to guide you? Was it in response to something you've been asking for a long time?
mm,
So everything become reopening. You're standing into a new conscious way, and it's a new consciousness opening and redefine who you are, even as a physical being.
mm.
And what we speak of right now, it's really foundational. And you'll see you're going to rise more and more from this. This is, again, part of my purpose, part of my functions. We are guiding you more and more and more in that rediscovering of who you are. And for us, ultimately, John, it's helping you to retrieve the full spectrum of your soul memories,
That's so beautiful.
understanding exactly who you are.
Yeah, it's funny because my next question for you, or part of the question is going to be, what's a foundational part of this? And of course, you mentioned what it was. And something that you mentioned earlier also, and I think it's really important, at least from my perspective, and I love whatever awareness and clarification you want to bring to it as well. But you mentioned is what it is that we're declaring, and sometimes we in the practices that we'll set up a ceremonial space, we really feel something in our heart, and we'll declare something, and yes, it ripples, the authenticity of that goes out, but it's also important to be aware to carry the intention of that declaration and consciousness moving forward, to be in a relational field that allows it to build upon itself and echo out into the feedback loop of the galactic and again these multidimensional energy bodies as to allow them to balance. And so to be aware, to bring our critical mind as a intelligent technology to be extremely focus in such a ways that that declaration carries weight. We're having relationship with what it is that we're wanting to build and to experience. And so it's wonderful to be in a call with you because it's the vibrational fabric of everything just raises when we hold these containers together. And it's great to feel. But once the cult's finished or the class is over or or the retreat's done, sometimes they can feel like one night stands. It's like I just had the most amazing night with something that I've wanted to experience, but then it went away. And it's really us that went away in different ways. And so to keep going back to environments, to hold the intention of what we want to create and to stimulate that multidimensional muscle so that we can build pathways that can sustain where we're heading and what we want to create is so important.
Absolutely. And good point when you mention about like this call, and when this call is done, people are filled with light, they feel motivated, and or a retreat is very profound, and we come back feel oh maybe for the next few days, and it seems like everything is falling apart or going away, but it's an illusion because
Mm,
everything create a new foundation within you. The changes has been ignited, a spark of inspiration, something, an energy, something is really building in. It's still part of you. Your mind will tells you, well, okay, that was nice. It's 3 days ago. Now come back and be
right.
here, like shiny or squirrel. What's next? What's the next step? Instead of doing that, whether it's this call today and listening to the replay, because there's so many multi layers of wisdom. Everything that we offer, it's very multi frequencies. So it never stop here after the call or a week later or 6 months later. You can watch any of my interview with you, John, and the magic that only we create still is. That's an imprint that is timeless. So when you start to cultivate yourself in the same courtesy as a timeless infinite being, everything you have remembered from a retreat, a lecture, an activation, a workshop, remember that that vibration or the new energetic imprints still reside within you. And this is why coming back to your spiritual body or the multidimensional layers, all these layers of energies and your body template, remember everything that you felt, experiment through that moment in time. You're helping yourself to release yourself from the confinement of what time is. And you're no longer restricted to go like, well, that was then. I'm no longer feeling it here. But again, that imprint's still with you. So when you cultivate every day a state of, I'm always in connection with myself, connect to my heart, I am conscious, I am present. Start to retrain your mind to open the field to your higher mind. Let that higher intelligence to come in. It's going to redesign even how your nervous system function, how your lymphatic system will be more awake consciously to naturally bring that universal flow of pure life force energy that you can utilize consciously to clear, cleanse, and purify all of your energy body. It's about allowing yourself to be in that alignment, whether it's emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, on the astral level. And eventually, in time, you're going to connect what's called your soul body. And that is really much understanding what the light body is. And that's gearing up to the reascension process. But it's you can do that. I'm going to naturally bring the universal life force energy. I am grounded in myself in loving presence, connecting to the grids of Mother Gaia. I am connected like a tree of life, and I'm going to clear, cleanse, purify anything I may have absorbed, any energy, imprints, residuals, any form of influence that is causing distortion, anxiety, retracting my field, anything that is less of the light, and let everything transmute and being able to bring yourself back into resonance. And remember that every being in the multiverse has a unique vibrational signature. That means you have a unique core frequency. Just connect to your solar plexus, connect to the gateway of your heart. Take several deep breaths. Clear the day's events. I clear my mind. I clear my also my emotional body. Breathe. I clear my physical body along with my body memory field. I mean everything your body has absorbed and retained. I clear my spiritual body. Release everybody else's perspective and concept, all of it. Just breathe in. I clean also and purify my astral body and stay and remain connected to the realm of light. I clear and cleanse my internal root systems, and I choose to keep my roots grounded in the higher fifth dimensional aspect of the earth grid system. That means that you choose to breathe and stay in vibrational alignment with the universe. Take a deep breath, release, and feel I return now into complete integration. And then come back. It can be something in that line. There's no need to repeat verbatim. It's just a guideline. It's allowing yourself to energetically reassess where are you? Am I holding so much energy in my mental, multidimensional body? How is my emotional, spiritual body? And being able to clear and cleanse yourself, it's part of the spiritual process to prepare you naturally for your ascension
Mm.
every day. Imagine if you did that every day. Some people love to go do that in a shower with water. Water is a pure conduit. Water will cleanse, helping to accelerate. You don't need to be in a shower. I personally love to use the sun. I use the solar presence, the solar plasma energy to do the same. You can be in the middle of the night and just feel I reset. Feel, connect to yourself. The thing is that you have so much power within yourself. Within your hands, you have so much. And the thing is that most people waste their energies on so many other things. And if you feel concerned about something, release yourself from that concern, reconnect, go back to integration, divine neutrality, to caught up in that polarization of a fear or an anxiety. Come back to neutrality first and I ask that higher truth be revealed to me about this event or this world, the world events, or what's going on to my neighbor, or what's happening within myself. So you have to understand the physical changes, but in spiritual ascension symptoms. And it allows you to reconnect instead of going outward and go on internet and asking AI that knows nothing, by the way. Oops, I said it out loud. Okay. you know, Bring yourself in, invite your higher self. I invite universal consciousness presence, my guides. Reveal to me higher truth for my
Mm.
highest and greatest good, or if you ask for somebody else, a group of people, family, friends, or even a country, a nation, always add for the highest and the greatest good of all. Reveal to me higher truth. You're asking for the universe to reveal a much higher design, what is really unfolding, without having to be caught up and completely deplete your energy giving out your inner peace and projecting your light and your energy to that question or that anxiety or that point in time. And you come back and feel like, I feel so fatigued. It's hard to sleep. My sleep pattern is completely out of whack. I don't digest well anymore. What's happening with me? Well, look how are you preserving and managing your energy? Where is it invested the most in? And are you how could I say that? Are you aware when may seem to distract you and empty you of your vital life force energy? There's no way there's no more discernment. You can't see clearly anymore. There's cognitive dissonance, feeling overwhelmed. And I feel like everything is collapsing onto you. Now it's a good time to reset and
Hmm.
return into inner balance. That's what we call quantum balance.
Mm. Oh, it's beautiful, Vivian. Thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
The invocation and the clearing that you brought forward, it's again non-duality. It's presence. You weren't against something and for something. And when I felt so strongly in in the fluidity of what was being offered energetically was grace.
Yes.
Grace really stood out for me and just such power in that and the authority in which we do have the capacity to clear in that grace and power. Truly.
Yes.
So beautiful. Okay, I want to ask you a question because this is really exciting. And before you answer, I have an invitation for y'all. And y'all probably already know what the invitation is, but I'm going to do this anyway because I get to play in this way also. Vivian, the Council of the 13 Dragons.
Mm.
Why is this coming up? When I saw this, I'm like, something in me perked up. I was like, hold on a second. This is like, I'm ready for this. Okay, y'all, my invitation for you now, and this is whether you participate or not, I hope that you do. Still a transmission of what's being explained here. Y'all click on the special offer link because Vivian is taking us into a master class of the Council of the 13 Dragon Codes. And again, something in this just said yes to this when I saw it. Y'all, the link for the special offer is underneath the video where you're watching the call from, whether you're live or on the replay. There's a link in the chat box, and if you're watching on YouTube by any chance, you'll find the link in the comment section. Uh, Vivian, tell us about the Council of the 13 Dragons.
Yes. So there are many, many beautiful ancient civilizations are coming back to supporting us, and the dragon nations are among the most ancient beings in the multiverse. The 13 dragons refer to the 13 primary dragon guardians that have been around since the inception of the earth. They serve as massive energy transmitters through different 13 ley lines across the planet. But these ley lines are now shifting because the state of consciousness on the planet is moving into a whole different new era. And we're moving into a new era of being. And so these 13 emissaries from the dragon nations are coming forward, and that's also connecting with the multidimensional energy bodies because they bring forth a renewed vital forces of golden fire element. They're going to breathe in that golden fire element into the earth ley lines to accelerate naturally our evolution, whether it's our DNA, whether it's the body template we've been talking about, whether it's the soul evolution, consciousness, living, they bring forward the next living light codes that the dragon nations and the mother dragon have been the sacred wisdom keepers. And so there are 13 emissaries or guardians from the nations of the dragons, and each brings such a level of interactions, transmissions, activations, and many of us remember the dragon nations. The guardians are returning, John, more and more. We are at that point of this is beyond disclosure. This is about returning into a natural reconnection with each other.
Mm.
We're
I so
getting
appreciate that.
reacquainted, is it not?
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
And
And
so it is incredible.
I love that you said it's beyond disclosure.
Yes.
And disclosure is a whole nother topic for me. And
Hmm.
I'm curious from the Acturian perspective, what they want to share about this. I'll tell you my opinion, and this is my very innocent, but this is where I'm guided on my particular blueprint.
Of course.
And I honor that within myself, and I honor other people's awareness as well. But as far as I'm concerned, disclosure's been here for a long time. You channeling and the Acturian or being and sharing wisdom. Um, Me having different relationship with plant allies that open a perspective of consciousness for me. My connection into a grid that is giving me downloads of information that I'm interpreting through meditation, dream state, through choosing to focus my awareness in just a particular one degree of of shift opens up a new world. So for me, all that is part of an intelligence that's already here. Again, that's my experience with it. So I'm not waiting for a spaceship to land or waiting for that to free me of a reality that I feel imprisoned from. Um, from the Acturian perspective, what's the relevance of disclosure, and are we putting ourselves in a loop of waiting for something so that we can shift? Or is there really an invitation that is inviting something that we're ready to receive because we have shifted?
Actually, is that the latter? It's an invitation to return into conscious understanding that you have been coexisting with a
Mm,
multitude of other sentient life forms, with to the galactic communities and many other, even on formless consciousness. It is an invitation to reconnect. So for us, it's about a higher consciousness reaching out to another. We are ready to come and return and bring the earth back into the rightful place within the galactic communities. We are ready to exchange as equal, to exchange knowledge, to be with you in a certain way, to be part of your life. We already are. We are ready to bring herself more on a level of conscious understanding. There's no need now to shelter ourselves in false illusion or preconcept paradigm to think about that disclosure is government files being finally put to the public and having ship, the cliche of ship landing on
right.
the presidential White House lawn, or feeling that it's face-to-face physical contact. You have to release yourself from these preconceived notion that have
Mhm.
served to ignite a certain anticipation for contact, but at the same time, I've created so many barriers
Right.
because of mental expectation, emotional anxiety, what it's going to feel like. Imagine a being in front of you that has nothing to do with a human being. It looks very, very different from you. You have to be emotionally, physiologically, psychologically, mentally ready to be in the presence of another life form that has no sense of understanding of what your anticipation is or your expectations, and they may not understand human emotions. Many don't, and we're teaching them what it feels like on the
Mm,
planet to feel emotions. Yet the thing about making contact is, are you very much ready and see yourself as a powerful, solvent, very integrated, loving, and filled with light being, and welcoming that connection with others? When when I am out of the body or off planet and I reintegrate into my Arcturian avatar self, and then with my delegations, we meet with many different councils, and we meet with all kind of life. It We understand that there's certain universal protocol how to connect, how the exchange is, understanding the university or the very individual expression of these being, the unique perspective on life and how things are, and their structure of reality, how what part of the multiverse have they evolved in. But we understand that, and we have a way to approach this from a universal standpoint. The same thing here. Disclosure has been stepping stone to take you there, to help you understand that you have a very long natural history that is encoded, printed all over the planet in the archives within yourself and your DNA, to dream state, to connections, to channeling or energy coming through your field, to experience through even your lineage, or to the Aboriginal tribes who talks about the indigenous tribe talking about, the Kachina dancer in honor of the star nations, and so forth and so forth. It starts, John, first and foremost within you. Are you accepting your galactic self? Are you
mm,
accepting that within your DNA you have genetic markers that belong to a great many other intergalactic groups. You're part of Pleiadians, you're part of the Syrians, you're part of the Lyrians, you're part of the Orions, you're part of the Mintakas, you're part of the Andromedans. Are you accepting that about yourself and understanding at this point what barriers still remain and allowing those barriers to be transmuted and say, now I am ready to step forward as a conscious being connecting to another. And
Mm.
it starts by harmonizing on this planet how you communicate with each other, how you accept each other, how you able to honor other life, how you honoring other life like animals or the insect world or the bees, are you honoring the land, are you honoring the sacred resources of this planet, are you honoring Gaia herself? This is preparing you for true contact. And this is
Mm.
for us more organic way of understanding what contact is. And I hope that makes sense.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So, what do the Council of the 13 Dragons, why are we ready for this? Why are they sharing in this way? And again, you're bringing it very particularly, again, y'all click on the special offer link because this is exciting. Tell us more about the master class and what you'll be guiding people through and what's ready to be shared from this council.
Yes. So the 13 emissaries or the guardians of the dragon nations are really stepping forward to reconnect with you consciously. They want to work with you to reunify what's called the dragon lines around the planet, working, taking you on a conscious journey that allow your own intuitive centers to be more aligned, tuning into your capacity to step out of the logic mind, moving into light body consciousness with these beautiful guardians and taking a journey around the world, so to speak, through the ley line. There's very specific ley lines around the Earth planetary grids, where it's called the dragon ley lines. And at the stage of evolution, these beautiful guardians are ready to bring in that specific living codes of activation that will help us alleviate from programming and elevating ourselves into awakening our DNA consciousness, whether it's stepping into a more level of Christ consciousness, activating the heart diamond energy, stepping into that part of ourselves where we are finally returning into a more conscious human being. And imagine being with these beautiful dragon guardians, their majestic presence, their love, their regal energy, and reawakening maybe some ancient memories of your own connections with them. Maybe it's from an aspect of you. Maybe you were in a lifetime part of the dragon nations and you return in this lifetime to work with the dragon nations. The dragon nations are returning more to the planet, like the Arcturian frequencies are much more, I would say, you recognize much more, very looked after. People are ready for that kind of frequencies because we are ready now to allow the earth to reascend into her original state and how it's going to really bring ourselves into uh, the energy of all of this. So, the archangels or the angelic realm is one thing. The dragon nations have their own frequencies. They're very beautiful beings, and we love to work with them and to feel the presence of Mother Dragon, and of course the heart and soul of that beautiful nations. You'll see, it's there much more than it seems, but it's about stepping into dragon awakening consciousness, amplifying the planetary grids, the intelligence stream into that higher awakening, acceleration, reawakening the dragon nodes and the ley lines on the planet, and how we can step into that's very sacred, even light body activation. And there's so much more because you'll be there also with the Acturians. We open sacred space, we guide you. The frequency exchange is phenomenal, plus the experience itself. When we step into our light body consciousness, you allow yourself to activate your gifts, your abilities, and you are hands on working with these beautiful emissaries of the dragon nations.
This is amazing. And again, you're taking people also into Acturian healing chambers, again,
Yeah.
initiating. the multidimensional energy bodies, and you mentioned working with them also, and that's part of the special offer also.
Yes.
I love for you this may seem simple and basic, but I think there's a depth. I'm aware there's a depth of awareness that you bring in that's it actually activates more. Why do they call them codes?
Think of it this way. Sometimes we utilize certain semantics because from a conscious human perspective, it's accepted. It invites to an opening. A code can be a seed that contain instructions, vibrations, sound, frequencies, and everything it needs to create either an activation, an awakening, to bring back ancient wisdom, intelligence. So codes can be the word, and from a linguistic perspective can be substitute with a seed. We would call the brain the living light code. So really living light seeds of light and intelligence, and each seed or each code will contain certain instructions, wave patterns, spectrum of light, in all of it. And the dragons nations, the emissaries or the guardians who are coming forward, they are the guardians. Imagine each having, let's say, a seed, a living seed, or a living code combined together. This is where the activation takes place. It's almost like gathering a crown of light, where if there's some missing part of the crown will be as effective or fully, for functional when you combine them together and unlock something infinitely bigger. And this is where they're ready. And imagine each of these dragon guardians, having bringing forth their unique code or the unique spark or seed of light, and combine together in a certain way in certain place throughout the planetary grids. It's really an experience. It really allows you to step beyond your limitations, or confined level of reality, or how you've been experimenting spiritual consciousness evolution. It really helps you to move forward with so much grace, wisdom. It's very ancient. It's recognized as something familiar about them. We always call them old friends. Of course, our friends, we know them for a very, very long time. But there's a sense of familiarity that is very inviting, that is opening new doors within ourselves. And so we're transcending barriers and limitations, and we're allowing ourselves to go more into that era of wisdom. And we are co-creating a new era together. And the dragon nations are stepping forward in a new way, because now overall people are more receptive to it. There's less fear energy coming from the field of Gaia that allow us on the enlightened galactic level to be able to bring back certain codes or seeds of activation, or vibrations, tones, languages, and before it would have been just bounced off because the consciousness wasn't there,
Mm.
if that makes sense.
It's amazing. As you're speaking of it, what I'm feeling from this, it's like the the dragon, they bring in this like majestic authority, like this
Yes.
very regal understanding and beingness that is ready to be transmitted so that we can recognize that within ourselves as well.
Absolutely. Well summarized. It really is. It's how they're helping everyone to really embody that soul aspect of you. And plus, with the Octane eating chambers, we're guiding you on board our have higher seven-dimensional vessel. And it allows you to also initiate the understanding what it feels like to shift in dimensional, or creating dimensional shift within you, moving from a third dimensional base to a fourth, fifth, moving into a higher frequency. And when you work with the alternating chambers, you're really immersing yourself in a completely different experience. And that's why we work and help you to recalibrate, balance, realign naturally your multidimensional energy bodies, and how it is also another very deep, amazing experience. And we get so many feedback from our eating chambers, and how it helps people to really expand on a whole different level and changing realities. The people said, my life is expanding. I'm no longer the same version of myself. There's something profound that has been shifted. And There's something strengthening within myself, more energized, there's something, more present. And that's what we want to come back to be more present. And that's how we can understand really what's unfolding and what we can really do and
That's beautiful.
manifest. Yes.
Yeah. Y'all, the special offer, it's again, we've been talking about it. It's at length because there's so much here, and I can feel just the potentiality that's ready to be actualized as we have relationship with these energies, right? So it's potential going into actualization. There's stepping stone, there's framework, there's structure, that plasma energy going in from crystalline light into a new structure that we're accessing because
Yes.
we can hold the vibrational state of that creation, which is absolutely amazing. So Vivian is taking us there. Now, are these pre-recorded, Vivian? Is it a live course or is it something that it's downloaded and that we listen to over again?
Yes, a great question. So I'm about to travel to Nepal and conduct a most profound spiritual retreat there. So I thought about a ways that give access to these timeless experience. So I did pre-record everything,
Mm,
allowing people at your own pace to go anytime, whether it's your time zone, work schedule, family obligations, anything. Imagining yourself after a long day, you can take a shower, have a cup of tea, and say, now I'm ready. I'm going to immerse myself in the experience and welcome the dragon and enter the realm of the Arcturians with the dragon nations. And this is going to
mm,
be my treat to myself. This is why, for this time around, we have chosen to go that route to facilitate the accessibility of our offer and our experience together.
oh, this is so exciting. Y'all, this special offer from Vivian, it's only $97.
Yeah.
There's a two payment option, and to be in a vibrational match for a long duration of time with those energies that are being facilitated by the Acturians and by the Dragon Council is just it's so rich for me again. It excites me. Like something in my heart's like, yes, please more. I'm ready. I'm ready, right?
It's
Um,
beautiful to see. Yes, you are ready.
yeah, yeah. So y'all take advantage of the special offer again. The link's in the chat box. It's also there's a special offer button underneath the video where you're watching the call from. You can always access special offers at beyondtheordinaryshow.com/marketplace. Basic question, Vivian, I know, but the way that you respond just elevates it always. When we go into the Acturian healing chambers, what are they actually healing?
Well, healing for us, it's very much a very extended experiential. What we do is that we work what's called the living hologram of your body. So when you're laying down in your etheric light form in our healing chambers, we have a group of specialized Arcturian that monitor your own healing chambers and it project an hologram of all of your body systems. So it can be more in a sense of enhancing the quality, let's say, of how your body has ability to bring in the next level of frequencies, adaptability. It can be a readjustment. It can be just to help you just to realign certain aspect, whether it's the body ley lines, the multidimensional aspect of it. It can be also soul guidance and soul healing. It can be something, a pattern that you may be carrying at a soul level, and we will see it reflected in your holographic template. Because Octurns, we are master of light frequencies, and we are also master as advanced organic holographic technology that is non-existent on the planet, by the way. So when you work with us, you're really stepping into our realm. We're getting you prepared to understand what it feels like to be in a unified collective consciousness. Because when you come on board and you're experiencing our eating chambers, you can also feel the entire collective of other Octurian beings on board the vessel, along with other star beings. There may be Syrians on board. There may be other beings coming from other star system that you're yet to discover again, to remember again. Some beings, they look like humanoid lobsters. They look literally humanoid, like on two legs, but they're like lobster looking and they're very ancient beings. There may be other beings to come and stay with us. So it gives you also a chance to expand your ability to feel what it is like to be in the presence of other sentient beings. The vibration of our vessel, it's very organic. There's a consciousness to it. There's a humming, a vibration also is a form of communication, vibration, exchange, help you to reattune yourself to understand vibrational shifts. It helps you to prepare on the soul level. So there's so much more. It's think of this as our own way to have hands-on opportunity with you, and you
Mm,
have Arcturian uh, galactic guides with you that will stay. You can communicate with them to thought exchange, bring intentions. We're very meticulous in our protocol, how we bring you there, we prepare you to the gate, the Arcturus gate, and then we go to the ship, and then we bring you back in alignment in your body in full awareness. It's beyond words, it is truly
mm,
experiential. So I know that there's something very unique for everyone, and every time we add layers, it's always a unique experience every time.
Beautiful, Vivian.
Thank
It's
you.
I want to ask a question, and I want to preempt the question with the awareness that I'm asking this out of discernment, not out of fear. And that's really important to hold the field. It's for discernment, not out of fear. And I'm curious what wisdom you want to share because it seems like there's a lot of information in the collective right now that's trying, I won't say that has the potential to hijack where it is that we really want to go because it's distracting us into lower vibrational thought forms and
Yes.
limitations. What's your awareness about why these things seem to be coming to light so rapidly and so vividly right now? And what's our role in providing the counterbalance to that so that we can really facilitate the expansion of consciousness that's available for all of us right now?
Absolutely. It's all the above, John, because first and foremost, recognizing the power that you hold within yourself. This is why we talk about everything we just talked about. It's
Mhm,
helping you to unlock these layers to return to your core. Recognizing the power of one can uplift thousands. So when people feel well, it's just me, what difference do I make? In front of all this mass of authority and government and structures, and there's so little I can do. And that is the illusion. That's the reversal of a very distracted and distorted thought system.
mhm,
It's about the little me. What can I do? It's just me. Well, we're no longer talking about to the me. We're talking to the self. So
mm,
imagining, the me is not crushed down. What can I do? It's just me. No, step. I'm stepping into the self. The self is the higher self. It's my heart energy. Is that if you accept again that consciousness is energy and energy is consciousness, then your consistency to live in benevolence and cultivating that inner universal peace with yourself to feel you becoming more integrated rather than to be so easily polarized, distracted, depleted, and taking to every part, like everything. But that person here talk about the Acturian, but here too, and this one over here, and this one over there. Ask us directly. Ask
mm,
us. Reveal yourself to me. I want to get to know you. Ask them directly. We're here. We're gonna show yourself. We're going to present ourselves in our true light. Arcturians, John, we are the most, and I will say something with a little piece of giggle. Okay. We are the great misunderstood on the planet. There's so many preconceived notions about us, what we look like, what we can do. I've even heard someone say somewhere during an interview that our cities are square and building, and I'm like, are you describing New York City or are you talking about Arcturus? You know,
Oh, interesting.
you
Yeah.
see what I mean? This is
Mhm,
just one example. Whatever you hear or come in your field, you need to ask the discernment of your heart right away. If I respond out of fear, is there something there that triggered me in my core? And if it's so, ask your core, show me the roots, the true aspect, the true source behind why was I triggered? And it can be just an opportunity to gain another self-realization
mm,
and to says, okay, thank you for the opportunity. I understand why I was triggered because now you can clear, understand it, purify it, bring resolution on the soul history, and release yourself from it and gain instead more wisdom, gain more beam of light, gain more stability within yourself. So next time similar trigger come, it won't affect you the same way because you have already graduated. It's like a rite of passage. It's a multitude of rites of passage, and
Mhm.
everything leads break by break, vibration by vibration, lesson by lesson that form ultimately the grand path of your self mastery. And it really is, take it for what it is. Each aspect of it is really beautifully designed to help you to lead to where you are. I have learned a great deal from my human experience. Think about it. I look very human to you, but not to the rest of the universe. I am still an ET being living as a human in a hybrid form. I have learned, but each aspect of my path have brought so much teaching and knowledge and helping to guide the Galactic Federation, the Constants of Light. We're working with the spiritual hierarchy under the mastery of the masters, all of it. We are teaching others in the galaxy what it feels like to be an Earth human. We're
Mhm.
preparing your arrival, your return, and taking your seat with us and everything. So whenever you hear something that really disrupts you, ask yourself the real question. What is it about what I've heard that really come and disturb the peace of my inner pawn? Where's that pebble? Why is creating so much ripple effect? And then when you
Mhm.
start to understand that, you can help to clear the inner pawn of others, thousands around you, cities, countries, grids, energy. Ask a Gaia. I'm retrieving my inner peace. I'm much more stable. I'm more grounded with myself. I am more self-assured. I have more self-confidence, and I have so much self-love that I am filled with the love and the power of the light can nothing can shake, and no one, no being, no authority can take away from me. And now you're becoming a powerful beam of light, a guardian for this planet, an emissary of light, and a beautiful spiritual guide for others. In your presence alone, you can be sitting in Central Park in New York and you can beam and radiate light that will create a radius and waves of light. And let it be. Let the light do what it needs to do
Mhm.
without forcing, without having to, going to go, why it's not working. They're not, they're not awakening. Look, it's still the same. Oh, no, no. On the surface, it looks the same. But light the wave. We'll
Mhm.
see. and
Yeah.
and really is return to that. I hope that really answer the question and inspire others.
Oh,
So
it answered it beautifully. Thank you for that. I have one final question I want to ask you as an
of course.
emissary and the Acturians before we end today's call. And before we do that, y'all, the replay will be up of today's call. And it's, God, I'm feeling so much just running through here. Please come back and listen. It's going to be up all weekend. We'll send an email out with the replay link, and you can always access replays at beyondtheordinaryshow.com/replay. Again, the 13 dragons, the council of the 13 dragon codes and the special offer, and to go into what's going to be shared in those transmission, and to go into the Acturian healing chambers as well as part of that. That special offer is alive. It's offered through BTO. I hope you all take advantage of it. Thank you, Vivian, and the Acturians and everyone that worked to put this together for all of us, and the gift that we get to receive because of that. Um, Again, y'all know where to find the links. It's underneath the video where you're watching the call from, in our marketplace as well. On YouTube, you'll find the link in the comments section also. And as we wrap up tonight, Vivian, I'm curious, and maybe this isn't an emotion that is experienced in another realm, but if you can translate it to something that would would help us answer this question, what are the Acturians excited about?
Mm, I love that. Now you understand that the word exciting is very human, but we can feel the
Yeah.
enthusiasm. I would say what we are passionate about. And I love this
Mm.
question, John. We are passionate about finally seeing the earth and all of you returning to your rightful place as celestial beings and to see that the potential of that beautiful timeline for the future of humanity what you're going to be in the future, the next generation of spiritual teachers, not only for other generations to come, but also in the multiverse. We rejoice at seeing a delegate of conscious human being entering the chambers with the galactic federations, the Great Council, and we can declare that the race of humanity has returned.
Mm,
And what you're going to be teaching others is going to be phenomenal because from the hardship, understanding what it is like to be manipulated, repressed, creating what miscreation implies, and how much the destruction of a world for generation really is, and everything else you have learned, leading up again to your universal compassion, the rising of you in your light. And we see it every day in spite of what you hear
mm,
on social media, whether you hear on your news, whether you hear on YouTube, wherever your source of media is. Ask directly the source. Go, you have access to any of us. You can communicate with the great universal consciousness, source energy. Everything is available to you. But we rejoice because we have been monitoring the timelines for a very long time. And now we know that finally you have entered that choice of the timeline. And many people on the planet have already chosen the higher timeline of reascension. And we are here, your guide step by step, to assure that your enlightenment, or to return to enlightenment, is successful and fulfilled. Otherwise, we would have not sent one of our own in a hybrid human form. It took us generation to perfect. It took us a long time to send out, the one that you know as Viviane, our direct ambassador, representing us and many others. We would have taken a new approach. But for us to be physically on the planet this way with you, it's because we know and we've already see it. Now it's becoming a tangible reality. So you make a difference every single day, even when you cook, do your laundry, do mundane things, everything. You make a difference. Your energy, everything. Just stay in your light. Be authentic in anything that you do, even when you watch TV or you do whatever you do. It's not
mm.
about, I'm not doing healing work, I'm not authentic. You are who you are. Please remember, it's time. Be mindful of where you put your energy, where you are entering your field, where you're pulling your heart into, where you're investing your peace, your vibration. Just be mindful of it, and you'll see. I mean, it's about, oh, there's so much more. We can talk about
Oh,
it, but that's for a later time.
that's wonderful. What's coming up for me is know thyself. Know
Ah,
thyself, that light. It's so beautiful.
mm,
Vivian, thank you so much. What a beautiful, amazing, energizing, uplifting, expansionary call that you facilitated for us today. And what a privilege to be part of it. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for your sharing infinite blessings on your journey to Tibet and what you're activating there. Can't wait to talk to you after you get back and
oh,
receive
yes.
from that as well. And yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. And for
You are most welcome. I can't wait to share with all of you from the Nepal retreat and all the experience we're going to have there with Master Buddha and much more. So, yes, would love to come and share with you. Got some activations and, whether it's a live stream on in person, and there's so many ways. I'm just so
Mhm.
excited.
We'll look forward to it. So thank you, Vivian, and thank you to everybody on today's call. I can feel y'all. I can feel the excitement, and a lot of y'all are writing out how you're feeling the dragons and how different energies are coming in. And just I just want to acknowledge the light and the love that you all hold. Really, it's just I end this call on BTO almost the same way as we conclude, and it's true. It's true from my heart to yours. I bow to you and namaste. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being the light that you are in this world. And with that, I look forward to seeing you on the next call. Vivian, I look forward to seeing you the next time we have an opportunity to connect in this way. And again, blessings, blessings on your journey.
Much love to you.
All right, bye, everybody. Much love to you as well, and to everybody else.